Sean Payton is out as the Saints head coach. Could they be ripe for the picking? What's up, Jets fans? This is GreenBean back with another late night vlog, and boy is it late, I'm telling you. But I couldn't help but share my thoughts with you about what's going on where I happen to be right now. As many of you already know, I am currently in New Orleans. Spent the day in the French Quarter. Maybe took a little stroll through Marie Laveau's voodoo shop. Maybe ate a beignet. I don't know. But we're going to talk about what the Saints situation could mean for the New York Jets. Before I do, I want to remind you about the contest we're almost done with. Another 100 subs, and the contest is over. We have made it. All you got to do is sub right here. Hit that subscribe button right here under this video. Go over to my other page on YouTube, Full-Time Coaster Tour, where it documents all my travels, taking my kids on every coaster in the country. And subscribe there and you are in. Would you like an extra little entry? Go to my Instagram page, Greenbeanjetsfan, and follow me there. So, look, the Saints have been interesting. Obviously, Drew Brees and Sean Payton were kind of the thing. They were an important duo for the entire city and the whole football operation. Then you had Michael Thomas, and there was a lot going on down here in New Orleans. But obviously, Drew Brees retired. Sean Payton stayed. Michael Thomas is seemingly always injured the last couple of years, and Sean Payton tried to run it back, maybe with a little Jameis Winston action, and let's see where this goes. It didn't work. Jameis Winston started about 7 games, I think it was, this year, and it's looking like it just might be time for a little gutting down there in the Saints complex. Maybe something that Jets fans know a whole bunch about, which is called a rebuild. And in my opinion, Sean Payton has no interest in a rebuild. I'm not starting over that whole thing. I'll just take a break. So that leaves the Saints without Drew Brees, without Sean Payton. Michael Thomas is a question mark. And they have some other really good players, but they also have a pretty massive list of free agents. Now, generally speaking, the Saints do a really, really good job of retaining their own. Anybody that they want to keep, they end up having no problem keeping them. Why? Because they're a strong organization. They're well run, well coached. They have winning, culture there of late. So if they wanted to keep a free agent, generally speaking, they could work it out and guys would stay. Even last year when they were $108 million over the cap, they ended up restructuring a whole bunch of players. Players were seemingly more than willing to take less, to push money around, to void years, all kinds of stuff just to help and stay with the team. And that's something that is really a testament to how well run the organization is. But now here they stand again, and without Sean Payton. It's going to be a little bit different. So my thoughts are maybe a lot of those free agents are going to be looking, think it's time to go elsewhere. So we have a nice list of unrestricted free agents. Let's take a quick look at them first and see who strokes our fancy, let's say. So we have guys like Tyron Armstead, right? Maybe Marcus Williams, Jameis Winston. You got P.J. Williams, Quan Alexander, a name that we know. Ty Montgomery, he was here a couple years ago. And some others that you see here, Dwayne Washington. You got Jordan Mills, Kenny Stills, Trevor Siemian, another former Jet, Adam Gase, Fave, and on and on. So who out of this list would be of interest to us? What about Tyron Armstead? Do we want an aging left tackle? But the problem with Armstead is that he's really expensive, okay? I think he made $15 million last year, and he only gave him 8 games. And here's the other thing with Armstead. He has never played a full season. Now, he has played 15 games once, 14 games. His last 3 years were 14, 15, and 10 games. So it's not like he's never available. But then in 2021, having 8 games for the price that he's going to probably want, I think he's more than likely off of our list. Now, if he's a guy who's willing to come on some sort of prove-it deal, needs a change of scenery, something like that, maybe you can get him by using the over-the-cap adjusted injury salary prediction, which is about 6.5. 6.5, maybe you consider a guy like that. Put him in the rotation. Hey, we're going to have a battle. If you beat out Becton or Fant or whatever, maybe you stick. something like that. I think it's a long shot, but maybe you can go that way. Now we have another guy by name of Quan Alexander. Let's look at Quan Alexander. He's interesting. He's 27 years old, 6'1", 227 pounds. He played 12 games last year. 3 of them that he missed were because of injury, and he was even a healthy scratch for some reason. I don't know the specifics, but that's what I was able to uncover. He had 39 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 7 tackles for a loss with a pick and a forced fumble, and that fumble recovery. So, Quan Alexander, the good news with him is that he is relatively cheap. He only made about $1 million last year. So maybe you bring on a vet like Quan Alexander, but a lot of guys are hitting their prime right at 27. So maybe you can get a guy that's about to have a resurgence. I don't know. But he's definitely somebody to keep an eye on. I would be interested in what do they say? Kicking the tires. Let's kick the tires on Quan Alexander. Now, here's one that a lot of Jets fans like. You're hearing his name swirling around the Jet Nation right now, and that is Marcus Williams, a safety. He's 25 years old, 6'1", 202 pounds. Played all 16 games last year, 52 tackles with 8 passes defensed, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. The guy's solid as solid gets, and the truth is, I think he's going to be looking to leave because this is his chance to get his first really big contract, and I think that he's going to probably garner some pretty big numbers. That's going to be the only thing that I think might stop the Jets from really wanting to sign him. In my opinion, they should probably make a pretty strong push to sign Marcus Williams, bring him in, and then a rookie, and I think couple them with Ashton Davis and Elijah Riley or whoever else you bring in. Maybe that could be a nice mix, a really good combo of some vet leadership, some really young athleticism, and get our safety position shored up. Marcus Williams made about $10 million last year, so who knows what he's going to want this year. There are people saying upwards of $15 million, so I don't know if Joe Douglas is going to want to pay that. But anyway, it's worth taking a peek and seeing what we can get done with him. Another guy that I found really interesting is his partner in the defensive backfield, and that's P.J. Williams. P.J. Williams is 28 years old, 6 foot, 194 pounds. He played all 16 games as well. Now, that's something that the Jets really could use. Marcus Williams, all 16 games. P.J. Williams, all 16 games. We haven't seen much of that this year. Bryce Hall was the only guy, I think, that played all 16 games, played every snap he was supposed to play. It's a rarity in one Jets drive, so let's try to bring in some guys that are known for being healthy. I think that could be a good idea. So P.J. Williams had 36 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss, 5 passes defensed, 3 picks, and a forced fumble. Those are pretty good numbers, and he only made a little over $1 million last year. Now, I don't think you're necessarily going to get him for $1 million, but maybe something on the lower end, and you can really shore up your defensive backfield. Imagine bringing in Marcus Williams and P.J. Williams, guys that are familiar with one another, guys that are known for playing all 16 games, vet leadership, high performing, mix them with our young cornerback group. Not so bad. A rookie safety, bring one in, and have these guys in their nickel packages and dime packages, having all these guys out there together. Think Bryce Hall, Michael Carter II, P.J. Williams, Marcus Williams, Ashton Davis, or Brandon Eccles, whoever you want to bring out there. I think that does a lot to really help out our defense, and it can be done just like that. That could be a selling point. Hey, we're going to bring in both of you. We're going to take the Saints defensive backfield, just plug it right into the Jets defensive backfield. That might be something to consider as well, and he's really interesting to me. Another one that I found kind of interesting is TraeQuan Smith. He's 25 years old. He had 32 receptions for 373 and 3 touchdowns, and he only made $2.7 million. If we're not going to keep maybe a Keelan Cole type, maybe TraeQuan Smith is exactly what the doctor ordered. 6'1", 210 pounds. Nice guy. Pretty solid. Thing is, he only played 11 games last year, so he missed 6. Now, I don't know the reason. I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe he was just a healthy scratch or something like that. But again, somebody to consider, especially if we're thinking of moving on from the likes of Keelan Cole, Crowder, maybe the Smith brothers, maybe bringing in a TraeQuan Smith could be of interest as well. But a guy that I really found interesting was Deontey Harris, another wide receiver. He's a restricted free agent. He only made about $600,000 last year. The benefit for him is that he is a special teams ace. He's really good special teams. He's only 24 years old. He only missed one game for injury, even though he only played 13, and he had 36 receptions for 570 yards and 3 touchdowns. This is a guy, kind of a jack of all trades. He adds on the special teams and can be a solid depth piece on the offense, and that might be another guy to consider. And then look who else they have. They have Trevor Siemian. Wouldn't that be nice? Bring that guy back. Anyway, you can see the list there. Take a look. Spend some time with it. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Sean Payton's departure from the Saints after Drew Brees going on and the question marks with Michael Thomas and they don't know who their quarterback is and all that, do you think that could be a little bit of reason why these guys might be a little bit more available than you're used to seeing with the Saints? And if they are, should the Jets go for them? Let me know if there's a player on the list that I didn't mention that is of interest to you in the comments. I love hearing from you, and we'll get this conversation going. All that said, I hope you're having a fantastic night or morning or whatever it is that you're listening to this. And as always, go Jets.